Okay, how about now? Is that any better? Can you hear me? I'm going to try speaking again. Are you able to hear? And, oh, this guy here says, hang on, Face Rig says it's not detecting any sound. So let me see what we got here. Recording. Alright, it does say my computer is capturing. Oh, you're able to hear, Nigel? Okay, cool. Nigel says he can hear. So, Nigel is one of my staff members who's been very loyal. He's been with Core for a very long time. So, welcome back, Nigel. I'll be switching between three windows. So, I have here what you're seeing right now is my in-game session for Gray. We have our meat puppet, Carenia. We have here, what you're seeing right now is my player character who is not a coder. And then, finally, we will be seeing here, this window here is where we're going to be doing some damage tonight. This is the Unix shell prompt on the server that's actually hosting Core. So tonight we are going to be modifying, let's go ahead and bring up Gray. Okay, so right now we are, Gray here is sitting in the Merchant Hub. So right now what we are in the Northeast Mass Transit node. What I'm going to be doing tonight is I'm going to be expanding this dome that we are sitting in, and this dome is going to be expanded to have some shops that are going to be available for all players of all levels. Just as a little background, in case you have not been following the Facebook updates that I've been posting today, there is an issue with our player-run economy. We have had a drop in players, so because MMOs are more sexy to play than MUDs, so the shops that are run by players are right now the only way that higher-level characters can buy things, but because those shops are not being updated, it's causing a problem for new players who join the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this dome, and let's take a look at how big this guy is. So right now we have this much real estate to play with. Right now I'm sitting in the center of the dome. Oh, insubordination from Magno. Sorry. Looking at Robo Guy here. He's Robo Guy has a insubordination mark. Well, bad Magno. Let's go back to Gray here. What we're going to do here is we're going to right now, if we take a look at our description of the room here, we have a northwest quadrant of the dome. The northeast, southeast, and southwest quadrants are available. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add some shops to these other quadrants, and these shops will be available as long as employees of those shop types are not logged on. And we'll kind of get into this tonight as we kind of go along. So let's see, do I have a shopper in my inventory? I do. So you remember the clapper? Well, we have the shopper. The shopper is a item that we can purchase from a store that will list all of the shops that are available. And it's been a while since I've done this. So we have a bunch of shops that are available, but we can see here that a lot of people haven't logged on for some time. The current year in game time is 2666, and we can see some people haven't logged on for 6 years or more. So we need to go ahead and we need to make the economy available again. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to switch over to, first of all, I'm going to capture the X, Y, and Z coordinates of this dome, because this is kind of important to capture here. So I'm about to do some modifications to the game. So I'm just going to make a note here that we have that it's quite an evil year. Yes. Indeed. Alright, so we have right now We've got the northwest section is occupied. I don't care what's out there right now. We'll just kind of blank that out. I have a piece of graph paper in front of me. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create a new section to the northeast. We'll have a little hallway. And let's just take a look. I'm going to take a look one more time at the compass so I can see what my possible layout is, so I can make a room to the north of that hallway. And to the so I can have basically 4 rooms over there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make the northeast quadrant. We're going to have a pub, we're going to have a clinic, and let's see what other shops we have. Let's take a look here. We're going to now, what directory am I sitting in? So now you're going to get a little peek behind the curtain. So Nigel and some of the other coders who are watching the channel know what I'm doing. But for anybody who is watching who has never been a coder on Core or any other MUD, you're going to get a little peek under the curtains now. So I'm going to kind of peel back, be kind of like the Wizard of Oz here. When you are in the fantasy games, it's called a wizard. Here in Core, we call them a coder, but basically when you are elevated to be a programmer, you basically get a Unix-style interface to the game. So we can do Unix commands, like for example, ls is how we get our inventory in short form. Long form, we can do an ls-l to see dates and sizes. I am currently sitting in the, let's go ahead and go standard. Let's go to, I think it's called economy. This is all coming back to me. Again, it's been a couple of years since I've done this, so bear with me. Alright, so in standard economy is the folder where I have all of our shop code saved. So I'm going to have we're going to have the pub. We're going to have the clinic. Where do we have a clinic here? Oh, a clinic is in a different directory, so we'll have to figure this out. And then I think I'll also, in this northeast quadrant, I'll also put I'll put a retail shop. So that will be here. I'm writing on my graph paper that you can't see. And then in the southeast quadrant of this dome, we're going to have 4 little rooms. This is so exciting seeing me map on map paper, but you can actually see. I should probably... Nigel's asking if there's a delay in the stream. I don't know. I'm on a rural connection, so I'm not on high-speed cable, so there may be a little bit of a delay. So what I'm doing is that I am recording. Everything I'm doing is going out to Twitch, and then Twitch relays it out, so there's probably a delay of a few seconds. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Southwest quadrant, we're going to have a refinery. We're going to have a gun store, and we're going to have an armor store. Okay. Let's see. Factory. What else is available here? Okay. I think we're going to start with that. That's plenty of... that is plenty of work for tonight. This is going to keep me busy for at least an hour or two. Alright, so my little avatar just took a drink. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch over to my shell. And now we're going to have a little bit of fun. So now we're going to peel back the covers. So we're going to go to, so our host server is a Unix machine. We are paying a monthly fee to a host who is providing, so this is no longer, in the early days of Core, it was hosted out of my house. I don't do that anymore, so now I pay a hosting company to host it, and they do all the antivirus and intrusion protection and DDoS protection and all that fun stuff. So we are going to be, what room am I sitting in? I am in the Northeast Merch folder. We're on floor 1. Okay, So what we're going to do here is we can see that there's a bunch of files out here, and this dome that we're in here has been manipulated over the years. So the room that I'm sitting in right now, let's switch over to gray so you can see in game. So when I'm logged on as gray, when I look at a room, I see things that players don't see. So for example, when I'm logged on as gray, I actually see the name of the file that I'm actually sitting inside. So every room in the traditional game, now let's set aside PMDs and mines for a minute. Those are different. Every room in the game is a file that's saved on disk. So this is actually a little, and then what's shown here, it is not showing the .c extension. So this is a LPC file, and so let's go back to my shell here. All right, so let's take this. So we're sitting in this center file. So let's take a look at it. So if you are not familiar with Unix, this may scare you a little bit, but I'm about to go into the Unix command line editor. Unfortunately, Putty is color coding the stuff, and oh, you say move the tech corner to the side, open it up. Nigel's asking a good question about do I want to move stuff around? I think I can deal with it the way it is, Nigel. Okay, so the way it works is that let's take a look at this room file. So what we're looking at right now, what I'm showing you is a room file. The top of the file has the X, Y, and Z coordinates relative to the center of the dome. Okay, so what you're seeing here, these are not the absolute coordinates. These are the relative coordinates. So this is relative to the center of the dome, and there's another file that defines that. Atrium, Observatory, and COM. I think COM is the only one that's actually used, but basically you just put 0 in a regular room. These were intended, I had originally intended for like atrium rooms that would have plants that would give off oxygen and stuff.